What if I told you the next Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra might drop the iconic S Pen slot just to cram in a battery so huge it could power a laptop? Sounds wild, right? But that's just the tip of the iceberg. This isn't some distant rumor, it's the next-gen flagship already making waves, and trust me, it's got surprises that could shake up the entire smartphone game. Welcome back, viewers. Sam here. If you love these deep dives into tech's latest and greatest, go ahead and like this video, share it with your tech-obsessed friends, and hit subscribe so you never miss out on what's coming next. Okay, so Qualcomm is playing chess with the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 2 chip, and guess what? They're dropping it earlier than ever, like September early, a whole month ahead of schedule. Why the rush? MediaTek's Dimensity 9500 is breathing down their neck, and Qualcomm doesn't want to repeat last year's catch-up game. Both chips are built on TSMC's cutting-edge 3nm process, meaning smaller, faster, and way more power-efficient processors. This is a silicon showdown, and Qualcomm is swinging first, with rumors of blazing 5 GHz Pegasus CPU cores and a next-gen Adreno 840 GPU that could make your phone run games like a console, plus support for LPDDR6 RAM and a massive 32 MB cache. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a total reboot. Now Samsung's in on this too. Remember how the Galaxy S25 ditched Exynos entirely for Snapdragon? Well, that might flip. Rumors say Samsung's finally getting their 3nm chip production on track, hitting around 40% yields, not perfect, but promising. If this holds, the Exynos 2600 could make a comeback in some Galaxy S26 models. Or maybe not, because Samsung might also be teaming up with Qualcomm for custom Snapdragon chips, tailor-made just for Galaxy phones, built in Samsung's own fabs. Think of it as a secret recipe mashup for top performance. Samsung's prepping about 1,000 wafers for these custom chips, focusing on quality over quantity. Here's how the chips might line up. The Ultra model ships globally with Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 2, but in Europe and parts of Asia, the base S26 and S26 Plus could sport the revived Exynos 2600. Mixed feelings for fans, but the Ultra is going all Snapdragon, no exceptions. Now the battery story. Galaxy Ultra fans have been stuck with a 5000 mAh battery for years, solid but nothing to write home about. But rumor has it Samsung might sacrifice the S Pen slot to fit a massive 7000 mAh battery. Yep, dropping the built-in stylus space for battery life that could last for days. But don't panic, the S Pen won't disappear. Instead, it might snap magnetically to the side, like Apple's iPad Pro stylus. Stylish, practical, and still ready when you need it. Photography fans, listen up. The S26 Ultra might feature a variable aperture main camera and ditch one telephoto lens to make room for that giant battery. We're talking about a jaw-dropping 324MP main sensor and a 200MP telephoto, potentially turning your phone into a pocket-sized professional camera. Design-wise, expect insanely thin bezels, almost edge-to-edge displays, and while the under-display camera might be a no-go this time, those tiny punch-hole cutouts will barely be noticeable. And Samsung could launch the S26 lineup as early as December 2025, with a global rollout in January 2026. That means two flagships, S25 and S26, could both hit pre-orders in the same year, a bold move to keep pace with Apple's iPhone 17. Clever, right? So here's the big question. Will the Galaxy S26 Ultra be the no-compromise phone we've been waiting for? Bigger battery, crazy fast chip, sleek new design, it ticks all the boxes. But Samsung's track record tells us to wait and see. What do you think? Is this the year Samsung reclaims the crown, or are we looking at another almost moment? Drop your thoughts below. I'm all ears. Alright, let's talk Exynos, because this is where Samsung's biggest gamble lies. The Exynos 2600 is supposed to be the comeback kid for Samsung's in-house chips. Built on a new 2nm process, it's their bold attempt to challenge Qualcomm's dominance. But here's the twist. The Ultra model likely won't get the Exynos at all, sticking with Snapdragon worldwide. That says a lot about Samsung's confidence in their own silicon. Despite improvements, insiders hint Samsung's 2nm process still lags behind TSMC's 3nm in real-world performance and efficiency. For most users, the difference might be negligible, but tech fans will notice. If Exynos stumbles on battery life, heating, or performance, it could further damage its reputation. Samsung's investment here is huge. They want to be like Apple, with their own killer chips across all devices. The Galaxy S26 is the moment of truth. If the Exynos 2600 shines, Samsung might finally break free from Qualcomm's shadow. If not, Exynos risks becoming a backup plan rather than a flagship contender. No matter what, Samsung's pushing hard. They're betting billions, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Will Exynos rise or fall? The Galaxy S26 will tell. Alright, that's all for today. Keep your devices charged, your hype levels high, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.